apparently we've been talking about how Nintendo has been taking down fan games from websites and just issuing DMCA claim rights, getting another Metroid 2 remake taken down, No Mario Sky taken down, not to mention hundreds of fan games, I believe, on a site called Game Jolt. Now, Game Jolt was making advertisement revenue off of hosting those fan games, so they were kind of benefiting from people using Nintendo IP to put their games on their site, and yeah, that's a bit fishy. But something like another Metroid 2 remake and other fan-made games that Nintendo has just come down and said, no, you can't do it, and they have the right to do it. Sometimes in some situations they need to. But as I mentioned before, Sega has taken a different approach. They don't care if you make a Sonic fan game. Chances are and the thing of it is, I think it comes down to an issue of trusting fans with how they treat your IP. And I just think Sega has seen a lot of good stuff from the community. I mean, Sonic Mania, coming out in May, that's being made by a team of developers who used to make Sonic fan games in their own spare time. So, unlike Nintendo, who I suggested, hey, Nintendo, this Metroid 2 remake, how about you just hire the guy or, buy the game from him, or do something so that you can put it on your system. He's already done the work for you.
There seems to be like a recurring theme here, just this past few weeks and maybe even months, or maybe even a lot longer, of Nintendo being very uptight about all this stuff.
Yeah,
It's kind of to a point where it's like, okay, chill out a little bit.
right. So the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account, which is handling things in an interesting way. I follow it on Twitter. They say some pretty funny stuff, but they're very self-aware. Like they'll make fun of past Sonic games that have not done well. Seriously, and it's the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter.
That's the best. Oh my gosh.
It's self-deprecating humor. So they tweeted out, BRB DMCA time. Just kidding. Keep making great stuff, Sonic fans. And it's basically a dig at Nintendo. Another game they took down, Pokemon Uranium, which was a fan-made Pokemon game.
And I understand that a lot of work was put into that game.
Like 9 years, I want to say. 8 or 9 years in development.
Yes, exactly.
Now, apparently you can still get it if you look hard enough.
You
but
know the right people.
Exactly. But, yeah, and the thing of it is I honestly think Nintendo, as always, is kind of behind the times. Like, they're just seeing people take their... I mean, you have to partner with them. If you want to make a video on YouTube using their gameplay, and gameplay, by the way, is not copyrighted, because the way a video game is, you're creating the scene by playing the game. It's almost like, using Adobe Photoshop to draw something, on screen. You don't owe Adobe anything because you're the one doing the work. So when you make a YouTube video and you record your own gameplay and it's Super Mario 64, why should Nintendo get anything? You bought the game. And their argument is, oh, well, you're making advertisement revenue off of our stuff. I'm also giving you free advertisement that you're not paying for.
Exactly. Everyone. It's not like people are trying to, when people make gameplay videos of it, they're not trying to sell it as, "Hey guys, look at this game. It's you have no idea what it is," or like, "I made this game and it's so cool." Everyone's
Right.
gonna know what it is. So
Right.
I don't see the issue.
And other people had made this point before, but it really rings true. It's like you are with a video game. It's not the same as like watching a movie. Like, yes, you cannot take a movie and put it on YouTube and not expect it to not be taken down. Of course, it's going to be taken.
Because you
taken
don't
down.
determine the outcome of a movie.
Right.
It's predetermined.
Right. You watch the movie. That's all you do with the movie. You just watch it. With a game, there's two aspects to it. You can watch it and say, that looks fun. I would like to play that game. And even the Xbox One and PS4, they have abilities to stream games. You can stream games as you play them, either on Twitch or on their respective networks. But what's neat is they gave the developers the option to not be able to stream certain parts of the game. Like if there's an important plot point in the story, it won't allow you to stream that part of the game. So that's neat. Not streaming the cutscenes. Yeah, I'm okay with that. But the gameplay, just playing the game, you're just going to get a lot of people seeing that and being like, hey, that looks like fun. Especially older games. Older games that you're not selling it anymore.
Exactly. Like I just.
Or if you are selling, well, great.
They'll go buy it. Like if I watch someone playing some like NES game, then that would make me want to buy the NES Classic Edition.
Right, but what is Nintendo doing? Nintendo is saying they're saying, hey, you can do it, but you have to give us like 40% of the revenue that you make off that video.
And now, how do they enforce that? Like that, because legally that's.
Well, you basically agree to be a partner with Nintendo. You agree to it, and if you don't agree with it, and you put up your Nintendo videos, they will have YouTube take them down.
How can they legally do that though? Because how can you have it's like you said, how can you have the claim to?
It doesn't matter. Are you going to go to court against Nintendo? It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. And that's a whole other topic to get into. But yeah, just Sega seems to have the right approach here. Just let the fans do what they want. Chances are they're going to do a really good job with it. I mean, some Sonic fans can be kind of creepy, but I don't think they're going to do anything. They're not going any. Well, what was that one thing that Markiplier did?
With what?
The Sonic Dream Project or something like that. It was so
See, when you were talking about Sonic on Twitter, like congratulating like fans on making stuff, my mind actually went to that game. I was like, what do they think about that? Because I wonder if they've seen that. That would just be so funny if they like. I wonder if they said something.
You got to accept the bad with the good sometimes. You know what I mean? Just.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think Nintendo's behind the times with this. Sega has a good handle on it, and Nintendo could learn a thing or two.